Hello and welcome to International Fire and Safety Journal. Delighted to be joined by Thilo Horstmann of INTERSCHUTZ. Now, Thilo, thanks for joining us. I know currently we're just a month to go now until the showground opens, so I know you're extremely busy, so I really appreciate you joining me today. So, as I said there, a month to go until the showground opens. How are preparations going?
Thank you, Louis, for this opportunity and the talk we will have here. Yes, of course, it is the very exciting time right in front of the show, and the preparations are entering the final and most exciting phase. And it's a real sense of momentum building across the industry. The response from exhibitors and partners, emergency services, and organizations as well as international delegations, has been extremely strong. And in fact, all indicators point toward this being one of the largest and most international diverse edition of INTERSCHUTZ to the date. Well, in fact, all indicators point toward this being one of the largest and most internationally diverse editions of INTERSCHUTZ to the date. And at the moment, we have more than 1,700 exhibitors from over 50 countries, or 56 countries to be precise, that are expected in Hanover. And it will not be long until the exhibition halls are rapidly taking shape and outdoor demonstrations are being put into place and finalized, as well as many exhibitors moving equipment and vehicles into position. So one of the strengths of INTERSCHUTZ has always been that it's far more than a static trade fair. It is a live operational showcase for firefighting rescue services, civil protections, and disaster response. And that, of course, means logistical preparations are incredibly complex at the moment, from coordinating large-scale vehicle demonstrations to integrating conference programs, live rescue challenges, and international network events. And of course, there's a strong focus this year on resilience and interoperability, future readiness. The global environment has changed dramatically in recent years and even reflect that reality. Climate-related disasters, evolving geopolitical risks and infrastructure protections, as well as the digital transformation of emergency response are shaping the final preparations and overall direction of the show.
Then we were speaking off air just before we press record, really, about how we're getting to the stage now where preparations for you are coming to the end. Preparations for exhibitors are just ramping up, so everyone's preparing to, send stuff over, build their stands. But for you at this stage, with weeks to go, what do those final preparations look like for you? Is it more focused on helping exhibitors? Is there a couple of, late bits that you need to deal with?
Well, of course, it's a mixture out of everything, and it's not only the exhibitors that prepare it; the visitors prepare themselves as well. It's for some of them, it's a very long journey to come to Hanover, and you have to get the most out of it. Our website presenting every event and every exhibitor with their product that is there. So preparations for visitors are also intense at this time. It is a mixture, like I said, about execution and coordination, and to see what the exhibitor experience will be, and every detail matters in this. One major focus is ensuring that the live demonstration and operational scenarios deliver real value to our professional attendees at the show. And the INTERSCHUTZ is known globally because visitors can see technology and tactics in action rather than just a simple display stand on the show. That includes rescue challenges, wildfire demonstrations, drone deployments, command and control simulations, and vehicle showcases. And of course, one of the key preparations at this time is the international collaborations. We are welcoming over 40 delegations, international delegations of decision makers from across Europe, Asia Pacific, the Americas. And so this is a significant effort in this to prepare everything well and set up a program for the attendees of the delegations. And of course, there are several conferences or talks or topics on stage that are part of INTERSCHUTZ that need to be shown and visitors need to be guided to the right topics that they're interested in. And this is one of our part at the moment to finalize preparations in that. The exhibition ground is huge, so visitor flow and accessibility of the fairground is crucial for everyone. So we are setting up the guidelines on how to move around on the fairground and find everything that you want to see.
You touched on technology there, and it was actually one of my questions for later on, but we'll touch on it now because I'm interested, just from your perspective. Obviously, we're really excited to see, what's going to be highlighted at the show, and I know you guys have done a really good job of making sure that the facilities really make sure that everyone there can showcase, the best in AI and technology that's helping overcome climate change. But just from your personal perspective, what are you really looking forward to seeing at the show technology wise? Because a lot has changed in the last, since the last edition of the show.
Well, this is the question that that everything will be taking place and that there's so much news to see. But exhibitors, they will keep the news for them by now, and they're just waiting until the show starts to set off everything. So it's interesting to know that something is coming, but you not exactly know what is coming there. Of course, the new technologies, the AI, drones, robotics is everything that you can expect, and this is part of the INTERSCHUTZ. But in the end, exhibitors show it when the show starts, and we are very excited to see it there.
I think we've had this conversation before that, the scale of INTERSCHUTZ is such that so many companies tend to, save their latest launches, whether that be, trucks, technology, PPE. They tend to save it for the show. So I'm assuming you guys are expecting a fair amount of new products on the stands.
For sure, and this is one strength of INTERSCHUTZ. It's only every 4 years, but it is every 4 years and taking up the innovation cycle of the industry. And we are glad the companies are showing their innovations at INTERSCHUTZ to make a big bang here for the show. And of course, what is in general most exciting overall is not one single technology, but the increasing interoperability between the systems. The future emergency response environment will be highly connected. It will be data-driven. It will be collaborative. And INTERSCHUTZ offers this in a whole, in a show.
And obviously, your role as event project director means that you've got, a big hand in organizing, every, small kind of detail of the show to the big stuff. Just from looking back from the last edition to now, what can people expect that were there last time and are coming this time? You briefly touched on it, but what can we expect that's going to be new this time? Outside of the exhibition, I know you've done a lot of work with the ensuring that conversation outside of the exhibition hall flows freely. So I just wondered what you've done to kind of change that in the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, there are several exciting new additions this year that reflect evolving priorities of the emergency service and the civil protection sector. One particularly important addition is the expanded focus on the civil protection and the disaster resilience. This has become a much larger pillar of the event than in the previous years and reflecting current global realities. Hall 17, for example, will feature dedicated civil protection concepts and technologies, while the German Red Cross, and this is extraordinary, I would say, will represent a fully operational mobile field hospital installation in Hall 23. It's effectively a hospital in a box capable of deployment in crisis zones. Also, there is the debut of the wildfire camp at INTERSCHUTZ, which creates a dedicated platform for wildfire and vegetation fire response specialists to exchange tactics, technology, and operational lessons. And we are also seeing expanded integration of the training and practical participations. Events such as Homatra Rescues Challenge, Lucas Crash Days, and the Escort Safety Tour are designed to give responders highly realistic hands-on experience rather than purely theoretical demonstrations. Overall, the event is evolving to reflect modern emergency management, increasingly interdisciplinary, digitally connected, and resilience-oriented.
I won't keep you too much longer because we spoke again before we press record. I think it's fair to say that you're extremely busy. But look, overall, we're going to be at the show. We're really looking forward to it. I think there's going to be so much new to see. There's going to be a lot of exciting launches, and there's going to be so much great discussion, both on the show floor and outside. But just from your perspective, how, for someone that's maybe thinking of coming that hasn't made their mind up, what would you say to them? Why should they attend this year?
Well, I would say, I say there is simply no other event in the world that brings together the global firefighting, rescue, and civil protection community on this scale and with this level of operational relevance. INTERSCHUTZ is not just a trade fair, it's where the future directions of emergency response is shaped. If you want to understand where the industry is heading over the next 5 to 10 years, this is your place to be. The event combines innovation, live operational demonstrations, strategic discussions, and international networking. It's also practical learning in a way that very few exhibitions can match. Whether you are a firefighter, a rescue professional, an emergency planner, a manufacturer, a policymaker, or an industrial journalist, you will leave with new ideas here, new contacts, and a much clearer understanding of emergency challenges and solutions. And perhaps most important, INTERSCHUTZ reminds everyone in the sector that emergency response is fundamentally about collaboration. It's about meeting up, it's about changing ideas, exchanging ideas, and there's no single agency, technology, or country can address today's challenges alone. The event creates a unique environment where people from around the world can share knowledge, build partnerships, and collectively strengthen resilience for the future. So, conclusion for anyone serious about the future of fire rescue and civil protection, this is absolutely your place to be and a must-attend event.
I think when I spoke to you a few weeks ago, you summed it up very nicely. INTERSCHUTZ, what else? So, Thilo, I really appreciate you speaking with me. And yeah, at this stage, I will see you in 3 weeks in Germany. And yeah, best of luck with the preparations and see you soon.
Thank you very much. We are looking very much forward to see you and the exhibitors and visitors from around the world and make a great show together here in Hanover.
Thilo, thank you.
Thanks a lot.